Welcome to Mindfulness Monday. Today, I'd like to explore with you what happens for all of us when we get hooked up on our thoughts. What we know is that we can get caught into worry thoughts. I know at the moment for myself that's the case. With so much going on in the world, that we can find ourselves not really feeling in control, and we go over and over things in our mind, playing out what could or couldn't happen in the future. And really, that isn't the reality. That's just what our mind is giving us at the time. And what we notice as well when we are in these thoughts, that it can really impact how we feel. The two are not dissimilar from each other. So, this practice today is to really understand how our thinking influences how we feel, and to see that these thoughts are just interpretations. They are creative processes in our mind, and being able to come back to the here and now, recognize that these thoughts are just that. They are perceptions, interpretations of what's going on. They aren't the reality, is really helpful. And that's where mindfulness gives us a different way of relating to our thoughts. So, the practice today, what I'm going to be inviting you to do is to recognize that different sorts of thoughts can have an impact on us in different ways. And it's really helpful to get the tone of what's going on. So, is this disturbing? Is it pleasant? Or is it neutral? And so that's the thinking, what unpleasant thoughts are going on in my mind, or what pleasant thoughts are going on in my mind, or neutral thoughts, where they're neither good nor bad, don't make us feel either way. I touched on that in the last mindfulness practice, but this is really exploring that connection with our thoughts and being able to let them go, and practice with the mindfulness approach of coming back to the breath, back to the here and now, and recognizing that these thoughts are just that. They are thoughts, they are moments of time, they rise up and they can fall away again. If we don't go with them, we stay present, we notice the thought coming up and then passing on again. So that's going to be the practice today. My name's Carrie Dubber, and welcome if this is your first time. If you're coming back, fantastic. I'm going to be doing these each week, practicing different meditations, different experiences, and trying to utilize what I'm learning along the path of my own journey as well. And if you love this, subscribe, because when I get enough people, then hopefully I'm going to be doing this live every time and getting interaction with you all. So that'd be great. Okay, so I'm going to be asking you to think about something that's disturbing. I don't want it to be too disturbing. Think about something that just mildly unpleasant, not desperate, not terrifying, just something, thoughts that are a bit unpleasant. For me, it will be thinking about the dentist. I went last week, I've got to make a decision. So it's that sort of thinking for me will be what I will be bringing up. And then asking you to think about something pleasant. It could be a place that you really like, a person, an experience recently that's been quite enjoyable, bringing that to mind. And then something neutral. So the neutral space is something that's neither good nor bad. It's maybe doing a normal routine, something like putting the bins out, or an experience that is just something very mundane, an activity that's very mundane that you do day in, day out. So those are the things I'm going to be asking you to do. And then coming back to the here and now and just noticing what's rising up without judgment. So in mindfulness, what we're looking for is that bringing yourself back to the here and now, to the present moment without judgment. So without that interpretation ruling us, it's just noticing that the thoughts are part of that experience and they aren't the reality. The reality, the here and now, is just what's going on without it having to be one thing or another. We're just noticing, is it pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? And we don't have to push or pull it. We don't have to be something. It's just accepting what is in that moment. So when I'm doing the practice, I'll put myself on minimal and bring up just a screen with a neutral picture on there so you can fully focus for the next 5 minutes. And then at the end, I'll come back and I'll invite you to share your experiences if you'd like to in the comments. I'd love to hear how you got on with this, what you found interesting or not. So without further ado, let's get into the practice then. Welcome along. So what I'm going to do first is just minimize the screen, just sharing the neutral picture. There it is, it's coming now. All right. So if you can see me in the corner, fine, but you don't need to be focused on me from now on, just on my voice, just on what I'm speaking about. And let's see how we get on for the next 5 minutes. All right, so just take a moment to get comfortable in your space. If you're lying down, if you want to lie down, if you're listening on earpods, sitting, or finding a space where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 5 minutes. And you might like to sit with your feet touching the floor, something where your body is supported. You can feel the sense of the ground beneath you in some way. So you're grounded, you feel that connection. So I can feel my feet, the pressure on my soles of my feet as I'm really connecting in with the ground. So you're staying awake, but you're present, but allowing your body to rest and feel comfortable. So you can close your eyes. You may wish to close your eyes right now or focus on the screen or focus on something, softening your gaze. And to begin practice, let's take a slow breath in through your nose. Noticing the breath going in and then gently breathing out. And again, noticing that breath going in, filling your lungs. And then noticing the air coming back out again. And then finding a natural rhythm. Let the breath be natural. You're not forcing anything. You're simply allowing the breathing to find a natural rhythm and simply allowing your body to settle. And to begin practice, let's pay attention to your awareness. So it's like the focus of attention. Let's start with focusing the points of contact with the floor. Perhaps your feet on the floor, so we're really paying attention to the feet and the heaviness you might feel where the feet connect, the pressure. And then noticing your back, how your back might be connecting with a cushion or chair, support. Or you might notice your hands, the way they're resting on your lap, feeling the aliveness from the inside out of your hands. And the points of pressure that where your hands are touching a surface, it's on your lap or by your side, on the chair. Just noticing what is here. Just allowing your body to be right here, doing whatever it's doing. Just noticing. And now for this practice, I'm going to invite you to think about something mildly disturbing or stressful. Not something overwhelming, just a small irritation or concern that's coming up for you. Bring that thought to your mind. Be aware of those thoughts, of that concern. might be a picture, an image in your mind, or it might be a conversation. It might be something that's happened, those thoughts about it. And as you're having those thoughts, notice your body. Notice what's going on in your body right now as you've been playing out that disturbing or stressful concern in your mind, going with those thoughts about it. What's happening? What are the sensations that have come up and arisen in your body right now? Perhaps a tightening, a slight tension, maybe in the shoulders, stomach, or in your jaw. Just observe that. There's nothing to change, nothing to fix. You're simply noticing how the body responds to that thought, that image right now. Notice that connection that happens between the thought and the sensation in your body. And now you need to gently allow that thought to fade into the background. Imagine that thought being placed on a cloud in the sky. Thought, part of the bigger picture of the world. Space. It's a cloud floating off with that thought on it. And instead, I want you to bring to mind now, in this moment, something pleasant. It could be a person or a place, an image, something that's happened. Think about that right now. Have those thoughts in your mind about something pleasant, a place that brings you peace, a memory that feels warm and comforting. And let that thought be there in your mind, let that image come in. And again, notice your body. Notice how you feel right now in this moment. What sensations? Perhaps there's a warmth, softening, maybe a small smile, an easiness. Just noticing sensations that occur. Now, allowing that thought to fade, to pass. Again, imagining that thought as a cloud moving through the sky, gently passing. And bring your attention to something neutral. Perhaps picturing an everyday object or an everyday movement. You could picture a mug from your cupboard or putting the bins out. A simple, natural, ordinary movement or object. Something neutral. It's neither good nor bad. Picturing that. And again, notice your body right now. What's coming up? What awareness do you have in your body right now? And often we begin to see something interesting. The body responds to our thoughts, even though nothing around us has changed in this moment. And this helps us to recognize something important. Thoughts are not always our reality. They are simply mental events passing through the mind, just like clouds in the sky. They are not the sky. They are passing through the sky. So what if we were allowed to have these thoughts just coming and going? We allow whatever thoughts appear to simply be there. We don't judge them. We don't need to push them away. And we don't need to follow them. Just imagine them like clouds moving through the sky, appearing, drifting, and then passing on. And each time you notice the mind wandering, gently bring your attention back to your breath. So in this moment right now, notice your breath, the next in-breath and out-breath. Feeling the rise and fall of your stomach and your chest as you're breathing in. And then breathing out, letting go of that air. Each return to the breath is a small act of awareness, of being present in this moment. You're building the pathway back to here. It's a reminder. You can step out of the story of your thoughts and return to the present moment. The thoughts are not our reality. They're part of the experience. They're the mental events passing through our minds. And from here we can meet our experience with a little bit more of a curious mind rather than a judgmental mind. Not telling ourselves what we should or shouldn't be thinking, but just noticing, oh, I'm noticing this thought. I'm having a thought about. Allowing that thought then to pass. Not trying to push it away, just letting it go. And just resting again each moment that we notice we've been caught in our thoughts again. Coming back to the breath. Next breath in, noticing that breath in. And breath out. And every time your mind wanders, without judgment, just bringing it back to the breath. And as we come to the end of this practice today, when you're ready, Gently begin to bring awareness back to the room around you. The space around you, notice your body, the sounds, the feeling of your body right now in this space. And your next breath, take a deeper breath in, slowly out. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes. And as you continue with your day, remember, thoughts will come and go, but you always have the ability to recognize that you have these thoughts and to bring your awareness back to your breath. And that is the practice without judgment, to bring that awareness back. Okay, thank you for doing that practice with me. Thank you for being here today. And I'm going to leave you with a question as you are going to be going about your day today. I'd love you to explore how your body's responding and just paying attention to, is this a neutral thought? And how am I experiencing that in my body? Is it a pleasant thought? Or is it an unpleasant, disturbing, stressful thought right now? And that these thoughts are not us. They are an experience that is coming up, and we are interpreting what's going on. And those thoughts can be quite judgmental, they can be kind, but just being aware of that. And I'd love to know, if you comment after this, if you did this practice today, or if you're going to practice this, what created the biggest shift in your body? What did you notice most? Was it a disturbing thought? Was it a pleasant thought, or was it the neutral thought? What did you notice in your body? And by commenting, you might help somebody else. You might, if you're sharing that, it might bring up for somebody else something similar. And if you did wander through this practice, that's absolutely fine. That's what happens. I notice it all the time in my own practice. But part of mindfulness practice is that it's that ability to bring yourself back without judgment. That is the practice in and of itself. Okay, if you can hear my dog is really moaning in the background, so I shall bring her in. Come here. Come here. So Puffle's been practicing with us. So goodbye from me today, and I hope you enjoyed this, and please subscribe if you found this useful, or comment if you want to hear anything in particular or share something in particular. I really welcome that. All right, have a good rest of the day. Bye bye. See you soon.